Hello, hello. Welcome to this live, which is celebrating my anniversary. But when I was like writing this title, I'm like, why am I so cheesy? So, like, I shouldn't be this cheesy, but I don't know. But I've been doing this for every year. But I don't know why I'm just suddenly feeling too cheesy about it. But welcome. Today is April 13, 2024. Today is a special day to me because it's the day when I fell in love with Monsta X. So I call this my anniversary with Monsta X, but I roll my eyes because why am I so cheesy? But hey, I like to celebrate these things, and why not celebrate together with you guys? And also, I need to talk about Shonato anyway. So it just all worked out. But yeah, I do understand how cheesy this is. So don't worry about it. So, anyways. It's been 6 years. I can't believe it. So when I was typing out this title, I'm like, how is it already 6 years? Because it felt like it was just yesterday. 2018 when I became their fan and fell in love with them. Just it really felt like it was yesterday. But here we are in the future, 6 years later. And I don't know what to say about these 6 years of me being their fan because we've been through a lot of ups and downs. So it just felt like yesterday, yet not really at the same time. Because I definitely can feel I've been their fan for a long time, but not really at the same time. So interesting. So, anyways, enjoy my little party of reminiscing about my life ever since. I mean, my life really did. No, I can't say it changed a lot. Let me rephrase that. But definitely, I feel more different after I became a Monbib. That's for sure. So that's why I have it as such a significant time for me. Yeah. So, anyways, I'll reminisce more later. So, anyways, what was I talking about before I had this thought? So okay, so just celebrate this with me. So first is that I went to go see Shawnee's musical today. It wasn't my intention. I bought this ticket 3 days ago, but it happened, and I'm glad to see him on technically me and him anniversary day. So it was okay, but I had lots of thoughts. So every time I see his musical, I always have many thoughts. So anyways, so when he was exiting out, after the show was over, fans always ask him, what do you recommend that we should eat for dinner? And he usually just says like random stuff. He doesn't really take it seriously, in my opinion. He just thinks of whatever he can think of. But today he was like, pizza. And so it was it definitely was like off the top of his head because he said pizza another day. So this is his second time saying pizza. But I'm like, hey, it's a food I don't mind eating. And I was thinking what kind of special food I should eat today to celebrate. And so thank you, Shawnee, for your suggestion. I decided to go with it. And so I got pizza. So this pizza is from a Korean pizza place that I've never heard of or tried before. I just found them on a delivery app and I'm like, let me try them. And so far it looks like regular Korean pizza. Like if you guys can tell what Korean style looks like, this is totally Korean style pizza. But one interesting thing about this place is that they gave me an option. Do I want to make my pizza spicy or not spicy? I was like, I have never had a spicy pizza before, so let's try spicy. So this is a vegetable pizza, and I asked them to make it spicy. So let's see how it tastes like. So 1 second. Also, I don't know how much vegetables is in here. Like we see the olives, right? And I see corn and onion. But I wonder, is that all of it? Okay, let me try it. Mmm. Wow, that's pretty tasty. What the heck? It's just slightly spicy, but not very spicy, so I appreciate that. I think there might be cut up mushrooms in here. I might be imagining it, but I don't see a full mushroom, but I wonder if those are cut up mushrooms. And onions and olives, and that's it. Yeah, that's what they consider vegetable pizza, then so be it. Mmm. But the tomato sauce It's not a traditional tomato sauce, for pizza. So they made something with the sauce to make it slightly spicy. And it's pretty delicious. Wow. I'm pretty impressed with it. Oh my goodness. Mmm. Mmm. It tastes a little bit like ketchup. So the tomato sauce, um, to I think to make it taste better with spice is that they make it a little sweet, so it tastes like ketchup. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna enjoy this delicious pizza for my dinner. But I not only have pizza, I also have vegetables to eat here to cancel out more of the carbs, basically. So I have some vegetables here. And also, my thumbnail, if you can tell, it's a cake, but it got cut off. But I also got a little cake for myself. So this is, as you can see there, can you see who that is? I have here a Cookie Monster cake. Isn't that hilarious? So first off, this is from a cafe near my house, and they're like a chain cafe. And I legit, this is my first time seeing anything Sesame Street in Korea. So I honestly didn't think they were like, I don't know. Like I feel like Sesame Street is more well known and more what's the word? It's like more everywhere in USA than it would be in Asia in general, right? And so I was really, really shocked that they were having like this special Sesame Street thing because it's their 50th anniversary, something like that. Oh my gosh, how funny. My anniversary, their anniversary. So anyways, so I believe it said in the ad like 50-year celebration. So then they have these like Sesame Street stuff. And so, anyways, I was like, this Cookie Monster cake is so good looking. There's like cake in between there. Anyways, I'm like, this looks really delicious. But also, when I was thinking about what dessert to get to celebrate my anniversary, is because it's Cookie Monster and it's Monster X. So anyways, I was like, that's so cheesy, but I love it. Okay, so anyways, so that's why I decided to get this for today. Now let's try and see how it is. Look at all that food coloring, but that is a really nice looking blue. And yeah, there's like cookie bits in the middle as well. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so it's Oreo cookie in the middle as well. But then this chocolate cookie on top too. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's really tasty. But then again, you can't go wrong with an Oreo, cookie and cream cake. And cookies in the middle of the cake. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, Cookie Monster himself would love this cake. It's so delicious. Okay. Well, I am happy eating all this food. Even my vegetables, I'll enjoy eating it too. So let me talk about let me think which one I want to talk about first. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about um reminiscing about my journey as a Monbebe for 6 years. And then I'll talk about how it was seeing Seonyu at the musical today. Yeah, I'll do like that. So first, 6 years. Well, these 6 years, I think it would definitely feel longer if we didn't have that pandemic. I mean, things happen for a reason because right after Wano left Monster X, that's when the pandemic like started like 2 months later. So I think the timing was really, really crazy. So being in that pandemic like helped me kind of grieve more. Yeah, grieve more about Wano leaving. And then there was so much unknown, but then again, the pandemic was also a lot of unknown. So MX kind of was like on hiatus. Yeah, not really. They had Fantasia album in 2020, but still, we couldn't really do anything as fans, So we just watch on TV or online and nothing in person. So yeah, so I don't know. I didn't feel too connected during that time. So 2020 was tough, but then it was also the year of Wano's solo debut. So it was just a wild time in 2020. And then year after year, just still going through the pandemic and what, until things got better. And then eventually once things got better, I still couldn't really do a lot of in-person stuff because number one, I still felt like it was unsafe, so I did choose to not go to some in-person stuff. But still, it was still very little in-person stuff they were doing. But it wasn't until 2022, but not really. I mean, 2022 into 2023, that's when I was feeling more comfortable to go out. And so that was only last year or like 2 years ago, you know. So it was very recent that now I'm like okay with it, but I'm still being as careful as possible always. Like if I feel like it's not safe for me to go somewhere, I'm still not going to go. But in general, it's definitely better now in 2024. And so given that whole like hiatus kind of feeling of being a fan, then then, you know, even when I tried to go see them in person, I couldn't get into their music shows. I couldn't get a ticket. Can't even go to their exhibitions, you know? So all those years and then even up until now and they get more popular. I mean, that's great, but you know, pros and cons of everything. But yeah, so then still there's so little things I'm able to do with them as a fan. So I guess it felt so that's what I mean by these 6 years feel both short and long, is that I didn't really feel like I did a lot as a fan. The most I ever did as a fan is still 2018, 2019, right before the pandemic. So I was too hardcore at that time of like I fell in love with them and I wanted to do everything, you know. So I went to Japan to see their concert. I went to Thailand to see their concert. I went back to San Francisco. Like I wanted to go back to San Francisco regardless to see my family, but able to kill two birds with one stone, as you guys know my motto. To also see a Monster X concert at the same time I go to San Francisco. Oh my gosh! So that was, you know, that was great. So I saw them in 3 foreign countries besides Korea, all during 2019. Yeah, right before the pandemic. So I was just too hardcore and so crazy, but I'm glad I was able to get tickets to everything and even their Seoul concert. So I was still able to get tickets during that time when they weren't as popular, I guess. So it was quite okay for me to get their tickets. I did buy from resale, but it wasn't like super expensive in my opinion, so I still felt like it was okay. So anyways, and then the pandemic hit, right? And so just everything was, you know, it is what it is. And so now 2024, and it's been 6 years of me being their fan. And you know what? I'm still really glad that even during the pandemic, I still love them so much and still was their fan, even though I couldn't see them often. That shows how much I love them, you know? So yeah, so it's been a quiet 4 years of being their fan, but it's still fun. I mean, I got to talk to them in video calls. Not a lot, just once as a group, once with Gian, and then once with Shanu. Oh, and then two times. Yeah. Yeah. So that was all I was able to. I mean, that's quite a lot now that I think about it. But I mean, not as much as like other people I've seen on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, I had a decent amount of being able to talk to them. But I mean, it's still, you know, it still doesn't feel like a lot. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, they're very short and like sporadic random moments when I do things with them as their fan. But yeah, it's just not super, what's the word? I don't know. It's just not how I usually am as their fan. And also because I live in Korea. I mean, there's so many opportunities for me, but it's crazy to say that I live in Korea as their fan, but there's so little things I could do for them and with them, you know? So it just I don't know. It always makes me feel weird about it. But anyways, let's move on because 2024, most of them are in the military, which is great. I've been waiting for them to enlist forever, you know, and I'm still waiting for IM to enlist. So that's currently the time we're in, is that we're like in another hiatus of waiting for them to finish all their military service and then we'll be together forever, you know. I mean, not that we're not together forever. I mean, like, you know, it's like no long break is what I mean. So we'll finally be like busy all the time, which I don't know if I'm really looking forward to it, but one thing at a time. So anyways, so we have this break until they all finish the military, and I am, maybe we won't see them until 2027. I'm just gonna accept it at this point, so whatever. And so anyways, so now we're in this period, and then starting next year, that's when things is gonna be back to normal, you know. But maybe, honestly, maybe be more crazy than normal, right? I mean, who knows, right? So so yeah, so maybe starting next year, which will be my 7th anniversary with them. Yeah, lucky number 7. If starting then, it'll be more it'll feel more like I really am interactive a lot as their fan. It would be nice, because it really sucks that I still haven't seen their concert in person since 2019. Crazy, right? So, yeah, we'll see if 2025. But, everyone's saying like, the concert tickets after they all come back, I mean, they're going to sell out instantly and I'm like, yeah, most likely. Yeah, so yeah, I really don't want to have hope, honestly, that I'll be able to see them in concert anytime soon. So I deal with it. So anyways, um where was I going? Like what thought was I going on? Where was I going with this? Okay, so just this year is a little bit empty, but not really. Guys, I've been so busy this April, which is great. Okay, this April, my favorite month of the year for many reasons. So busy, and it's mainly because of Shawnu and I am. So that's not terrible, given they're the only two members not in the military right now. I think it's great to be so busy with them and feeling this monbebe, love for them, which I haven't been able to interact with them like in so long as their fan, right? But I mean, I mean, I said this before. I'm OT7, but what I mean by that, I am OT7, but I mean I like the group more than them individually. I always mean this. Like even with Gian as my ultimate bias, I still like to see him in Monster X more than him being a solo. So right now with Shawnu and I am, they're doing solo stuff. And so I do feel like that is why I'm kind of getting sick of it. But I don't know what's a better word to say than that. But um I it feels because here's the thing. I've seen Shawnu 4 times now doing this musical, which is crazy. And I'm not done yet. So I've seen him 4 times now. And the first 2 times was very exciting because, of course, I was so excited to see him. Like, I haven't seen him since the Someday Festival, which was last September. So it was a long time wait, and I'm like, I can't wait to finally see Shawnu again. And so I was definitely most excited for the first 2 times. But then now, the third and then fourth time, and then soon I'll do fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth time. I don't know. That's not my plan, but I'm hoping less than 10. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I'm not sick of him. I need to rephrase that. I'm not sick of him. Every time I see Shawnu is great. But I think seeing him do the same things is exhausting to me. That's what I think. Is that, seeing this musical total now, because I've seen Leo 2 times. So total, I've seen this musical 6 times now. So, I pretty much know this musical, everything they do. I know exactly what's going to happen. And usually they don't do any mistakes. Everything is exactly the same every single time. So I'm like it's great to see him, but seeing him with the same thing every single time, this is where I'm like, yeah, I need a break, or more like I need to stop. But why do I still keep going to his musical? I kind of confuse myself because I've only seen Wano's musical 2 times, but every time when I compare why I only wanted to see Wano's musical 2 times, is that his musical is really not interesting to me. Like it's okay, but it's really not interesting to me. So after the second time, I'm like, I'm good. I love Wano, but also keep in mind, I usually see him often because of music shows and stuff. So I felt like I really don't need to see him that often because surely I'll see him again eventually, which I did. I got to see him at the Christmas concert and more music shows after that. And so I do think that's why I felt like it's okay I see him 2 times and I'm not super interested in the musical. Now with Shawnu, I am interested in this musical. I mean, that's why I went to go see Leo 2 times. So I'm interested in the other actors, and I think the singing, the performance, the the overall, it's an entertaining musical. It is, but I after 6 times now, yeah, I'm getting sick of it. But but I think what makes me want to keep going, why haven't I stopped yet, even though I say I'm getting sick of it? But I think a part of me is like, I don't know when's the next time I'll see Shaunu. I know. I'm so like what's the word? I'm so what's the word? I don't know what to call this, but I'm so sad, you know? So I think about that because it's really so hard for me to see any of the MX guys. While Wano I could see quite often. So I think it's like when I have the opportunity, especially when it comes to an MX guy, I have to take advantage of it, you know? Now. I'm already gonna see Shonu 6 times, okay? But I know I will still buy more tickets later. Like I would like to see him near the end of when the musical is gonna be done. So for sure, I will see him more than 6 times, but I really hope less than 10 times. I mean, I still can't believe how much money I've spent on this musical, but I'm really glad I'm not poor, but I'm not rich. So like it's hard to explain how much money I could spend on this, but as you guys can assume, I've already seen it this many times. Like I'm definitely not poor, but it's not wise of me that I've spent this much money on the musical. That's what I'm saying. You know, don't copy me. Don't be jealous of me. This is called bad decisions, okay? And just this is I do not want to be a role model that no one should be seeing a musical this many times unless you are really so rich. But I am definitely not that category, okay? So I I thankfully can afford it up until now. Um but again, that's why I work so hard. It's like I'm glad I'm still working so I could make back all this money I'm spending on this musical. So that's why I say that I'm okay. But this money could have been used towards something better, you know. But it's okay. It's okay. But don't copy me, all right? Yeah, don't. This is not this is not good. So, anyways, yeah, I think at the end of the day, as you guys know, I love each of them so much, and yeah, I don't know when's the next time I would see Shanu. So each time I see him, I'm always grateful and I enjoy that time with him while I have it. But while I'm doing my best to enjoy that time, I'm like, I'm so sick of this musical. Like I enjoy it to some extent. That's why I'm okay to see it so many times. But I'm like I was so like today because of me feeling so tired, I was honestly almost feeling like I think I'm gonna fall asleep by the end of the musical because just physically tired, and then the songs they were playing near the end are very um soft and just it sounds like a lullaby. My friend said that to me when we saw it together. I'm like, you're totally right. It sounds like a lullaby. So I was really gonna pass out, but I hung in there. It's all good. And yeah, so I just wanted to say, but I said I would talk about the musical later. So sorry. So back to me reminiscing of me being a Mon baby for so long. Um, yeah. So I'm hoping this year with Shawn and I am, and who knows later when Wano and Minhyuk come back near the end of this year, who knows if I could do like more things as a fan during that time. So that was my topic is that yeah, I don't feel too much immersed as a fan because there's so little things I can do. But when the opportunity happens and I should take advantage of it. So seeing Shawnee's musical, IAM's festival, I don't think I could get a ticket to his concert whenever that concert's gonna happen, but I'll still try. But I always go in with low expectations. But yeah, but then I luckily got into to go to his pop-up store. But I mean, that's not a big deal in my opinion. But like I'm very glad I got lucky to go to his pop-up store. But I would more like to see him in concert. But it's okay. I still appreciate the pop-up store because I couldn't go to Gion and Sean Yu Hyungwon exhibition. So maybe all my luck is just going to IM for some reason. So I again, I enjoy it while I can, but definitely I'm so tired. I'm so busy, but it's okay. Yeah, so I don't know how I feel as a fan. Yeah, yes, yeah. So back to the original topic. Now I just remember. So how I feel as a fan because I'm doing things only for their solo stuff. So it does feel different. Like I'm not as enjoying it as much as I would if it was a group thing. Yeah. So that's me personally. I really ultimate them as a group, and then them as solos is just I'm still gonna support them. I'll still be excited about it, but it's not the same level as how excited and you know fangirly, I guess is that the adjective, how fangirly I would be, yeah, if it was a group thing. Yeah, even Wano solos. Wano is included. Even his solo, I'm happy to see him whenever I can of him as a solo. But even for him, yeah, I don't like it as much compared to the group, and so that's why I always wish for him to come back if possible. So, Angela, hello, girlfriend. So let me end on a good note. So I am still happy. I'm still in love with them as a Monbebe, that's for sure. It's now 6 years since I've fallen in love with them. And it's honestly pretty crazy. It's been 6 years and I still love them so much. It's pretty crazy. So I'm glad to have this in my life. That's why I said in the beginning, like, I can't say my life completely changed. Definitely, that's an exaggeration, but I definitely feel different after I became their fan and been through so much stuff, meeting so many people, my business being mostly Monbebes and weenies are my customers. And so I never would have imagined that was going to happen. So all things happen for a reason. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Hmm. I wanted to say something a little bit more like profound, but I can't think of something more profound. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, just no, that was profound enough. Okay, let me just move on. Yeah, it was profound enough that even 6 years later, I still love them just like as much as when I fell in love with them. You guys get me? So I didn't. No, I never feel like I love them less ever since I fell in love with them 6 years ago. That's so cheesy, but it's true. True things can be cheesy, and so yeah. So I think that's always something that amazes me, and I hope that I will continue to be their fan and continue loving them, which I want to believe I will, given it's been 6 years now. Okay, that's it. No more cheesy stuff. So now moving on. What did I think about Shawnoo's musical today? So this being my fourth time seeing him. So I was like for the so last time when I saw him for the third time, I was mainly excited because I get to see it with my friends. So it was still like kind of newish feeling, like seeing it with my friends and then hearing what he has to say about it. So I felt like that made me still excited about it, right? And so now this fourth time, seeing it again, I know everything. I definitely wasn't excited, but of course was happy to see Shawnoo. But yeah, I definitely felt like this time, this fourth time, technically my third time seeing it alone, if you get me. So this time, I'm like, yeah, I'm really hitting my limit now. And so, but as I'm watching it, the thing is, at least I'm seeing a new actor. So I finally get to see Ha Do-kwon as Pierre. If you don't know him, he's the other guy that was in their interview with the supermarket thing. So he's that like guy with like a super deep voice, and he's considered the first, like the best Pierre. He's number one, and so I was expecting him to be good, right? But I still wanted to keep expectations low. But I was expecting, yeah, should be interesting, and so I was going about it, seeing how he is, and he's definitely good. I think he's a regular musical actor, or maybe he took a break and then he came back with this musical. I don't know. Like I don't know if he regularly does it. So his voice is really good. It's just a classical, like almost borderline opera. Like he's really beautiful. It's beautiful singing, and his acting is way better than the other two guys as Pierre. So I felt more like emotion in him and a lot of like just action of like acting, so like for the first time I felt like, wow, I finally feel like I'm watching an actor as well. So that I feel like that's why he is the number one peer. Now, the thing is, he is really not to my liking. So he's great. I observe him objectively that he's great, and as he should be. He's great. But to my style, he's just, no, he's just not my style. That's all I can say. It's my personal preference. And so my personal preference for Pierre, I still like K Will. Now, K Will's acting is not that great. And now that I see it compared to Dogwon, not that great. But I really like his singing a lot more. Like, he's not singing as a K-pop singer, he's singing as a musical actor, but I just feel so much more emotion in him, and his singing when he's acting, singing, it's so hard to explain, but I just really like to hear him do it more. And also, I think I like his tone of voice a lot more as well. So everything about K Will, just because of the singing part, I just still prefer that a lot better, even though his acting is just like he's just acting just for acting, basically. I mean, dare I say he's probably like the same as Shawnee. They're just acting just cause, but I am more interested in their singing anyway, because they're never really talking in the musical. They're singing 99% of the time. So yeah, and I really like to hear his voice a lot more. So I still like K Will. And yeah, and then the other two, Jisoo as Natasha, I already talked about her. She's a fine. She's just fine, but yeah, Subin is still the worst one. I never ever will go see another musical with Subin in it. I don't care. Like no, unless I could see it for free, but yeah, I'm never gonna see her again. She was really the most boring singing musical actor I've ever seen. I was just wow. Wow. And like no stage presence and just bad. And so with Jisoo is better at singing than Subin. I don't know if she's better than Yeonjung, but I think she has more of a musical tone in her voice than Yeonjung does, given Yeonjung is a K-pop singer. So in some sense, that's why Jisoo is number one, because she's more of the musical style. But her acting is just it's just I expected more given she's a musical actress, but it's just But she's definitely more fun to watch than Subin, at least. Subin is like, I don't know. I feel like she's just there for work, but she's not into it, basically. But Jisoo, given she's a musical actress, she's more into it. And there are some moments that she does that I think is kind of fun, but it's very, very small, the things she does. But at least I like some rather than none. While Yeonjung, her voice, I just love her voice. She's just exactly my style, her voice. And like, she's more entertaining to watch as well. Like, she's not boring. She has her own flair into it. She's not really acting. She's kind of like acting like herself, basically. But I really prefer that than like a person with no stage presence and like completely boring. Like, she at least like brings something to it. And yeah, her singing too beautiful. I still love it so much. But like I said, I think Jisoo is more musically talented, but Yeonjung is just, hearing her sing like that is what I prefer to hear. And so yeah, so that's, you guys already know, but I just wanted to give a summary. And so Shawnoo, as always, he's great. Okay, he's great, but it's not amazing. But each time he is doing this musical, he always is just fine. He's fine, not amazing. It's all good. So this time, I'm trying to think, was there anything different? Like, because sometimes he does do things a little bit different. So I'm trying to think. Oh, there was a time. I wondered how often it was, but I think the last, so I've seen him 4 times, right? But I feel like maybe 2 or 3 out of the 4 times I've seen him, his voice cracks a little, just a little. Like, I wasn't sure if I was imagining it or not, but I was like, I could have sworn I heard a little crack, but it was so small. But then today, I think it was like a bigger crack in his voice, but I wasn't sure. But I could have sworn I heard it, and that was the biggest one I've heard so far. But we know, like Shawnoo, he's a good singer, but his voice sometimes cracks, and just what can we do? He's not an amazing singer, but I thought that was just kind of funny to just hear, like yeah, it's just, I don't know, it tickles me, and I'm just like, it's okay, Shawnee, you just do you, don't worry about it. And so yeah, so I remember that. And he does the same same thing, like, in the beginning when, everyone's saying hi to us, he still does the same thing of, like, high-fiving the Comet seats, and then except this time, he walked towards the first floor area. He didn't really do that, the last show I saw him with my friend, he didn't really do that, but this time, he walked through the whole first floor, and he was, like, high-fiving, all the people that he could in the first floor, and I was like, "Hmm, interesting." So, yeah, he changes it up every so often. Sometimes he doesn't come walking around the first floor to greet everyone. He would usually be on stage. And then yeah, he still like tries his best to wave the first floor and second floor. So me on the balcony, I'm sorry, the first floor, sorry, they're the first floor and I'm the second floor. And so the one above me is third floor. So I'm second floor. And so yeah, so sometimes he would wave at us, the balcony and the floor above me. But I never had a moment where I felt like he like looked directly at our section. So I'm like, it's okay. I'm on the balcony. That's why it's okay. So anyways, yeah, so he's just doing his normal presidential waving stuff. And yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the only time we see him as Shanu, and then the rest of the time, the musical, and he's as Anatole. Um, yeah, and then everything just so normal, exactly the same. The only thing that's different is when he does his one shot scene and like what ad lib did he do for today. So I couldn't hear him exactly, so that I decided like I need to wait until a Korean fan writes it out, and so I waited until that time, and so I finally found out what he said. So he said, before taking his one shot, is that even though I see you right now, you guys who I miss, cheers, and then he one shots it, and I'm like, cheesy guy, and so I didn't hear him exactly. I hear him say like, you guys who I miss, cheers, and so that's the only part I heard. But I was like, what did he say before that? So anyway, so yeah, he said, even though I see you right now, but you guys, I still miss you, and then cheers and drinks, and so just a cheesy line, but I definitely feel like that's a Shanu line, not an Anatole line, but I'm like, I appreciate whatever cheesy things you want to do, so it's all good. But yeah, but I think that was a better one than like what he did last time because he was saying, that French word. Sorry, yeah, that French word that I had to find out on my own. Yeah, but it was all good. And yeah, so then yeah, and then once when he was one shotting it, people were cheering for him. And then after he finishes his bottle, then he's acting like he's drunk. So yeah, so I'm just like, okay, you go, buddy. And so he's kind of like a little more silly today, acting like he was drunk. And then Dolokhov still ad-libs with him. So he's like, hey, you just drink water. How come you're like still so like this? But then Shawnee says back as like Anatole, no, I drink vodka, And so yeah, but that was just a short little thing. And then yeah, but the thing is, during like one of the wild scenes. No, sorry, no, this was when they were planning to kidnap Natasha, and so they're like celebrating and like drinking and like having fun. And so there's a time where Shawnyu is like dancing, but he's like having fun dancing because he's also drinking, acting like he's drinking. And so he usually would just be like just a regular dance move, but then today he was like he was popping and locking. And so I never saw him do that at the previous show, so I thought that was pretty fun. He decided to but he was just a little bit more energetic today, I guess. And so he was popping and locking, and he was like doing like some waves and stuff. And I was just like, okay, buddy. So he was just more energetic today. But I thought it was kind of funny because we're in the 18th century, right? I mean, the play is set in the 18th century, and here he is popping and locking. And so I thought it was pretty fun. Oh yeah, and let's talk about that kiss scene. Okay, so I've seen this kiss scene total 6 times now, but 4 times with Shawnyu. So I talk about this every single time. It looks exactly the same each time I see this kiss scene. The movement, the time, everything about it is exactly the same each time. But I don't know if Shawnyu's watching. Because I wonder, because I wonder. But finally, with this kissing for today, I'm doing my best to look at it clearly, right? And also listen clearly, okay? Because I swear I never hear anything while they're kissing. But today, when they touch faces, right? And then they do something. So like when they're moving, they did something, and I could have sworn I finally heard something that sounded like lips parting, basically. And I was like, finally, do I hear something? But I don't know if I was imagining it, because who knows, because it's so quiet. That's the thing. It's super quiet, that whatever sound they're making while they're doing this quote unquote kiss scene. But I think something may have changed, because again, I don't know if he's watching me, but let's not, sorry, I shouldn't even assume that. So it's just kind of interesting. Like recently, I think the kiss scene is finally looking more real, but it still looks exactly the same each time. But before, the first few shows I saw, like, I really couldn't tell if their lips were touching. Like, it seemed like it, but not really at the same time, right? So it always made me so weirded out by it. Like, how come I can't clearly see if they're really kissing? So that's how it was the first few shows. But now, with the last time I saw it and today, I think finally it kind of looks more real. But in a sense of, like, it seems like their lips really do touch. And then an interesting thing that happened today is that after Shawnyu and Natasha kiss, and so then they break apart, and then Natasha starts singing, right? And so while she's singing, it's so cheesy. I'm like every time when I see this scene, it's like after they kiss, she sings of like, "Oh my gosh, I suddenly love you." I'm like, Why are you so easy, Natasha?" And so anyways, I'm always like shaking my head whenever I see that scene. But she's like, falling in love with him and singing, right? And so Shawnyu as Anatole, he's just looking at her, but then he suddenly like wipes his lips, and I'm just like, I don't think I saw you do that last time. So I thought that was interesting, that I don't know if he's done this before. Maybe I didn't see it carefully, but I did thought was interesting. He wipes his lips today. So I was like, maybe finally. Like, who knows? And maybe the actresses and actors, if they're more comfortable with each other, they're like, yeah, we can really kiss. I think it's okay. Who knows? Who knows, right? And then if they're not dating anyone and they don't feel awkward about it, yeah, maybe something has happened. And so I thought that was interesting. So I'm still gonna observe the kiss scene every single time I go. But yeah, it is very curious, this kiss scene. And yeah, I mean, we still have 2 more months of them doing this musical. I still can't believe how freaking long it is. Like, well, I understand why musicals last for a long time, but I have no restraint. I'm like, I wish it was shorter so that I don't have to spend more money on this, but I'm gonna do my best to restrain myself, because I don't want to see this more than 10 times. If I do see this more than 10 times, does no, just no. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's not gonna happen. Okay, yeah, I really hope not. So yeah, I just had that comment. And then, oh yeah, but Shaunu, I think he's definitely getting more comfortable these days. So they've been doing this musical for about 3 weeks now, and I can tell in general everyone's getting comfortable. So I've seen Jisoo now as Natasha. I've seen her now 3 times, and so today I felt like she was more energetic than normal, and I was like, maybe she's getting more comfortable. But we'll see the next time I see her. I'm gonna see her again next week as well, and so I thought that was interesting. But she's still boring to watch, but I appreciate some like more energy from her, and so I thought that was interesting. And then Shaunu, though, he was singing more. So what do I mean by that? So if I were to compare him to Leo, for example, like Leo sings everything all the way out. He's too amazing. Like, he sings like it's no one's business. Like, it's so easy to him. Like I don't know what are those expressions that I can't think of, but it's real. Leo makes it look so easy when he's singing, and he's singing like these high notes, these long notes, everything, and he makes it look so easy. Now, Shaunu, every time when I saw him, he just sings normal, but it's not amazing like how Leo does. It's just normal notes, and like he does have some high notes, but they're not amazing. So he's just singing like very normally. But then today, he was like doing his best to like sound more amazing. So I mean, back to my delusional theory. I don't know if he's watching me, but I found that very interesting that he suddenly is kind of changing it up a little, and like he's doing his best to like really like more like emphasis in his singing, and I guess also like longer notes. I think I remember seeing him do that, and just putting more effort. I could tell he was putting more effort in his singing, and so I was like, so interesting. But I appreciate it. It's still not amazing, but I appreciate that he's putting in more effort into it, and so he's on his way there to like not be as amazing as Leo. I have to always be real. I don't think he could ever get to Leo's level, but I really appreciate him putting more effort into it. But I don't want him to stress about it. Leo, if you're sorry, not Leo, sorry. I'm losing my mind. Shanu, if you're watching. Leo for sure is not watching, but Shanu, if you're watching, don't stress about it, okay? Don't worry about it. You're doing fine, Shanu, okay? Shanu, you're doing perfectly fine, okay? Because that's your capability. And you just do what is your capability is totally fine. Leo's capability is like, it shoots the roof, So like that, just don't compare to him. Anyways, I don't want to believe Sean is watching me, but it's just very interesting when I see these changes happen, and I'm just like, interesting. So, anyways, yeah. So I really appreciated seeing that from Sean. And that he was like dancing, like more energy and popping and locking. I thought that was just thought that was interesting. But he's just his same silly self. And so, anyways, yeah, I do want to comment on this. So Do-kwon, the Pierre actor that I saw today for the first time, he's really tall. I didn't know he was that tall. I think he's taller than Leo, which means he's taller than Hyungwon. He looks pretty tall. So when he stands next to Shanu, it's very rare we see Shanu look small, right? He makes Shanu look small. So I was like, wow, that is so interesting. So when they were doing scenes together where like Pierre is like mad at Anatole, like it really looks a lot better in some sense because Pierre is so much bigger than Anatole in this sense. And it's just like, and you see like Anatole be more like a coward, but he even looks smaller, which makes him look more like a coward, And so I thought that was so interesting. So Do-kwon as Pierre, it's more fitting in some sense like that he looks bigger than Anatole. And also so Do-kwon as Pierre, he loves Shanu. So one second. So it's during a scene where like everyone is like on the floor and because Pierre like says, everyone stop, and so everyone's on the floor and we're waiting. And so during this time we're just clapping because everyone is just having a good time. And so Do-kwon at this moment when everyone's still clapping and we're letting everyone rest while we're all clapping, so he suddenly does this, and I'm just like, this guy. Oh, I was like, why? You're supposed to stay in character. Okay, he should be, but then all of a sudden while he's like, yeah, so like while everyone's like resting kind of thing, we're all clapping for everyone, then yeah, he suddenly does this like very, very slyly, like not very obvious like this, like he does it like super quick and super sly, just like something like that, right? Just very, very like he obviously looks like it, but he's like something, I guess, like this, like it's very subtle and not trying to ruin his character. And so I just thought that was so funny. So I laughed out loud when I saw that. I'm like, I'm happy to know that this Do-kwon guy is a huge fan of Shanu. Okay, so he does that, saying he's a Monbebe too. And then when he did that, then a lot of fans were screaming because showing that he's a fan. And so he also like chuckled at everyone screaming when he did that. And so Shanu was on the floor at this time. So I don't know if he knew like if that happened. And I wonder, does Do-kwon do this all the time? I don't know. And so I just thought that was very cute that we have another Monbebe. Yeah, Pierre, that guy, Do-kwon. Just so funny. So yeah, so that was cute. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, so those are all the new things that happened. Yeah, and then Shanu just did everything exactly the same. Nothing I can think of that he did. Oh my gosh, I need a comment about this. Shanu has been practicing his violin. Again, I don't know if he's watching me, but he's been practicing his violin. So it still doesn't look real when he's playing the violin, but compared to when I first saw him and then up until now, he has improved a lot. His fingering, the way that he moves, and going with the sound of the real violin playing, it looks a lot better these days. So he's been practicing, but I would like to assume as he keeps doing this musical, he's going to get better and better. But I was very, very impressed that he got this much better kind of quickly, in my opinion. So good for him. But yeah, it still doesn't look real, but it just looks more believable. That's what I mean. He's really looks like he knows how to play it, like it looks like it. And yeah, he just needs to sink in more to the real violin sound. I think that's the only thing he needs to work on. Other than that, He's really improving. So each time I see him, I like that it feels a little bit different each time at least, and I get to see how he's improved, or like, if he seems like he's in a good mood or not. I don't know, but each time I see him does feel different. But 95% of the musical is exactly the same each time I watch it. Only Shawnyu that does something different is 5% of the musical. So because it's so consistently the same and nothing more interesting happens, that's why I'm getting tired of it. And I wish I was a fan of musicals to begin with. So because musical in itself, I'm not a fan of it. That's why I'm getting more tired of it. So honestly, no one in Monster X needs to do any more musicals. Like, we keep saying about Gion wanting to do musicals. But Gian himself said, "No, I don't think I need to do musicals." But he said this last year. I don't know if his opinion changed, but I'm like, yeah, I don't think you need to do musicals either. So Shawnyu, because most of the guys are in the military, I think it's understandable he should do a musical right now. So I'm glad they're taking advantage of it. But once all of MX are back again as a group, no one needs to do musicals. There's no need. Okay, I prefer everyone in a group anyway. So just make albums and concerts, tour. What else do they do? Right, just the regular K-pop group stuff. That's I'm very happy. Just do that. And if ever, one of them wants to do a musical, I'll still support it. Yeah. But I definitely don't prefer them doing musicals. You guys get me? So I prefer K-pop group concerts. Yeah, I'm just tired just thinking about all these musicals I've seen. But again, no regrets, all right? I hope everyone understands me. No regrets, but it makes me so tired. That's the only thing. And so I'm just doing my best to push through it of this tiredness. And yeah, I'm definitely not getting used to it. I'm still not interested in musicals. So yeah, the only thing I'm here for is just for Shawnyu, maybe Leo later. And yeah, that's all it is. Okay, so that's it for how this musical went. And now, so the thing is, this musical was at 2 p.m. So it ended at 4:45 p.m. So I need to remember that this musical total time is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah. So I'm glad it's less than 3 hours. I thought this whole time it was more than 3 hours. So yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes. That's as long as a movie, right? So that's basically how it was. And so I'm glad. I'm glad for that length. And so at this time, I'm like, it's okay. I guess I'll wait for Shawnyu. So I decided, okay, let me wait for Shawnyu and see how it is. But the thing is, I didn't want to like compete with people to have the best view. So I'm like, I need to use the bathroom anyway. So I go to the bathroom first and I wait it out. And then I go down there to see how it looks like. And of course, a lot of people crowding around that area where Shawnyu's car is, and then they know like the how he would where he would walk, and all the fans know what to do, right? So all that view is basically blocked for me. Like I'm short, number one, and even if I try to find like a spot where I could kind of see something, I couldn't really see anything. And so I was like, maybe I can't really see him then. Maybe I should just go home. So as I was like scouting around the whole area and see if I could find a spot. So at first I found a spot where there's not a lot of people there because he wouldn't walk there. But I'm thinking though, his car will eventually drive here though. So I'm like, that's not bad. I could just see that, I guess. And so it was like behind a tree. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'll just be by this tree and then I'll see later. And so initially that was my plan, but then when I was seeing that crowd of people down there, I was like, I think there's a spot that I could be in that's in there that I think is better. And so I go over there, and indeed I found a spot that's a lot better. So I would see very tiny of Shawnyu walking before he goes into his car, but at least that's more that I would see than from my tree point of view. And so this time, this spot is like right next to a truck. So I was like, okay, instead of a tree, I'll be next to a truck instead. And so I decided to wait at the spot and see how long I need to wait. And so at this point, I just finished watching the musical. I'm so tired. As I've been saying all day, I'm so tired. And so at this point, it was 15 minutes since the musical ended. And so I'm thinking, it's been 15 minutes. Would he really come out now? But I'm thinking, no, maybe I have to wait like maybe 10 more minutes. So I was really thinking he's not gonna come out anytime soon. So I was tweeting about this, like, yeah, I feel like this is my first and last time to do this because I'm like, I really wish I could go home instead. But again, I love him, but it's just not to this extent that I would wait for him, you know? So anyways, right when I tweeted that, then all of a sudden I hear the girl screaming, and then I heard Shawnu's voice as well, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, did I just miss him? And so basically, I missed his like first few seconds of walking out to this area and then waving to people. So he was waving to my section where I was, but I sadly didn't catch him during that time. And so once I realized he was there, and then I turned on my camera. That's when he turned around to go the other way, and I'm just like, oh well, oh well. So anyways, but then yeah, so I posted on Twitter. That's all that I was able to see of him, but it was okay, right? It was okay. But yeah, I couldn't hear what he said. I just heard what the fans near me were saying. And then eventually, if you guys saw my video, then he drives that way, and then I was able to see him kind of there, when even though I was behind the truck. But yeah, but I saw him kind of there, and I was just like, okay. And then when I walked out behind the truck, then I see his car keep driving away. So at least I saw his car drive away, and I was just like, okay. And so I was thinking to myself, I don't think I want to do this again. Again, I love him, but for something like this, yeah, that's why I don't usually want to be there of like, saying bye or hi to them at these. Yeah, it's just not for me. I just really want to go home, So anyways, as I'm going home, because I delayed my departure because of waiting for Shawnu, like the train, it comes so slowly on weekends, which sucks because most people go out on weekends, but in Korea it's so slow on weekends. And so when I was waiting for the train to go to my house, I had to wait 20 minutes for it. So I was thinking, if I didn't wait for Shawnu and I had left like originally, like right after the musical, I don't think I would have had to wait 20 minutes for this train. So just things for me to ponder about that. Yeah, I don't think I should wait for him next time, but I'll see how I feel. If I feel like, I don't mind having a longer commute home just to see him for a minute or two. But, again, I can never say never. But for real, I really prefer going home faster than slower. But, I just saw him for like 3 hours in the musical. I don't have to see him more, just for a minute or two of him going back home. So I'm just, yeah, it's not for me. So, anyways, at this moment, it's 10:05 p.m. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But I was thinking, how long would I be talking? Because if we wait until April 14th, I wouldn't mind that. But if not, it's okay. I think I really should sleep early, and then I have more work to do. And then next week I'll be going to IM's pop-up store, but also another Shawnee musical next week. You'll see me when you see me. So yeah, just one thing at a time. But thank you for anyone who joined me to celebrate my 6th anniversary and my little party that I had here. I didn't even eat a lot. I knew that was gonna happen. So I ate a little bit before starting this live because I'm not good at eating and talking at the same time. But yeah, maybe I'll just like chill a bit before I go because I do need to finish eating this anyway. So I could do that first. And then if anything else comes to mind. Well, actually, let me read your comments first. Ramya, long time no see. How are you? Oh, she asked me 6th anniversary of what? So I don't think you were here when I was talking about it. So today is my 6th anniversary of being a Monsta X fan. So more in the sense of like this is the day when I fell in love with them. So that's why I call it an anniversary. So cheesy. But I mean, what can we do? I know the day when I fell in love with them. So here we are. Yeah. And then Ramya says, how many shows have you seen? Oh my gosh, Ramya. So this musical, I've seen it total 6 times so far. 4 of it was Shawnu, 2 of it was Leo as Anatole. So total 6. And I have 2 more tickets that I already bought. So total for real, I'm seeing it 8 times, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see it a little bit more. But at least I hope to see Shawnu less than 10 times. So total, because of the 2 Leo shows I've seen so far, I might hit exactly 10 now that I think about it. But I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't go past 10. Yeah. I'm crazy. Again, I say this in the beginning. Don't copy me. Don't be jealous of me. This is the worst decision anyone should be making. Okay. So, unless you're super rich and you could afford all this, that's great. Okay. But I'm not super rich. But up to now, I am able to afford it. But it's still, this is money I should be spending on better things, you know? But it's okay. It's okay. What's done is done. And I talked about it earlier that like I think why I don't mind to see Shawnee so often, even though I am getting tired of it, is that I don't know when's the next time I'll see him. So for now, take advantage of being able to see his musical because I didn't even think I could get a ticket to his musical from the beginning. You know, I really thought like, oh, it's another experience of not getting tickets to see Monster X again. So I was like accepting that already. But then for some reason, his musical shows never get fully sold out. Yeah, never, never. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what exactly is his fandom, but then again, maybe his fandom doesn't want to see this musical more than 2 times, and I don't blame them, you know? So I'm definitely the crazy one to see it so often. So yeah, maybe that could be why it doesn't really sell out because yeah, only his really, really intense fan would go see all of his shows. I'm sure those exist, right? That are seeing every single one of his shows. I could never. Okay, so at least I'm not that crazy, right? But I'm like a level below them, right? So yeah, yeah. So it's okay. I admit to it. It's okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. So Ramya, I think she's commenting about their kiss scene. I think that's why you say that. So Ramya says maybe your seat was far from the stage, so you couldn't see. So from the balcony, I can see it pretty well, but definitely not as good as like the first row, that's for sure. So based on what I can see, yeah, it does look like they kiss, but not really at the same time. But for now, I know for sure their faces do touch. And for the first time, I hear a sound that seemed like they touch something, right? But it's just a very choreographed kiss. I think that's the best way to talk about it because they're not making out. They're not moving a lot. You know, it's just a kiss and nothing more than that. And so I can't really say it's really something to really like be oh what's the word I'm looking for? Like don't expect it to be like a normal kiss. It definitely is not. But I was always like confused like are they really kissing or not? That's the thing. But I would like to believe there's some kind of skin action going. There must be. But yeah, but the thing is, I did get to see it kind of up close because I did do a comet seat once. But I don't know. Even when I was on the stage seeing them kiss, I'm still not sure, you know? So yeah, I think bottom line, because it's so confusing how their kiss scene looks like, is that I want to believe they do touch lips, but it's just not a normal kiss. Does that make sense? That's the best way I could think about it. Is that they're basically acting, which they are. So it's a kiss that's full on acting. But yeah, but I do want to believe they actually do touch lips. That's the thing. Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna conclude while eating. Yeah, yeah. So April 13 for the past 6 years. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. Let me conclude about this one. So another reason why April 13 is so significant to me too, and especially this year, because April 13 is a Saturday today, and April 14 tomorrow a Sunday. So the last time I saw their concert in Korea is this weekend. April 13, 14, Saturday, Sunday, 2019. April 13, 14, 2019. It was the last time I saw a Monster X concert in Korea. So this is technically my 5th anniversary of not seeing them in Korea concert, right? Kind of funny, right? But this year landing on a Saturday and Sunday, I mean, thanks to Leap Day. So yeah, so this weekend in general, yeah, it's not only significant because it's my anniversary, it's also the last time I saw them in concert in Korea. So I did see them more times in 2019, but it wasn't in Korea. So in Korea, This was the last time I saw them in concert. So that's the thing. Yeah, it was a wonderful first anniversary with them. I was like, shut the front door. It was my first anniversary, April 13th, and it was their concert. It was the We Are Here World Tour, the first stop, doing it in Seoul first. And I was like, how great, my first anniversary with them. And I could see all 7 of them. Yeah, all 7 of them was there for my first year anniversary. So I was very, very, very lucky. So of course I had to get a ticket. I bought it from resale, but it was pretty affordable even from resale. So I had I had that experience. And then so the last day, April 14th of the concert. So we all having a good time, but for the last day of the concert, they go more wild. Of course they do, you know. So I always want to do both shows so that I could see um the difference and stuff. But I still enjoy each show the same. The first show, the last show, I still equally enjoy them, but they definitely go more wild on the last day. And so yeah, it's just all fun and stuff. And then when they talk their ending speeches, they always cry. I mean this was before Wano left, so before Wano left, everyone was always so emotional and crying, and I'm just like, I only know you guys for 1 year, but I feel it, but I couldn't cry. But then again, I can't easily cry in public, but I was feeling it, but also not really at the same time, because I only knew them for 1 year, so I didn't really know all the struggles from their past years, but I felt it, I felt it, and then that made me want to learn more about them, of course, but still, yeah, continue to love them and support them. So yeah, it was always too emotional. But then on April 14, 2019, when they were saying goodbye and all that stuff, suddenly Minhyuk, for some reason, was saying the speech of that speech that the pastor does for a marriage. So like that speech, basically he was doing that. So he just randomly started doing that. He's like, the groom Monster X with the bride Mon Bebe, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? It was seriously out of nowhere. He just suddenly wanted to say that. Like, so he was continuing the speech. It's like it's a speech everyone like knows in Korea, but I don't know it, of course. But he continues it, saying like, being married in matrimony, blah 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 blah, on this day, April 14th. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? But I can't remember he said the day, sorry. But on today. So today we are now married, Monster X with Mon Bebe. And I'm just like, did he really just marry the fans with Monster X? Did he really just do that? But I mean, it's not legal, okay? It's not legal. But after he did that, then I saw fans write on Twitter, hey guys, we got married to Monster X on this day, April 14th, 2019. And I'm just like, this is so hilarious. I just couldn't believe it. And so, you know what? I was thinking like, well, that's an easy day for me to remember. April 13th is my anniversary with them. But then the day after, April 14th, is when I got married with them. So I was like, oh, just so funny to me. So then that's why I think April 14th is not a bad day as well, because that's when we technically got married with Monster X. But anyways, yeah, so this weekend feels, yeah, just a little more significant to me because it's a Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, I'm just very sentimental today, so just don't mind me and all this cheesiness. Just very, very sentimental. And to see at least one MX guy today on my anniversary, pretty cool, pretty cool. So I really didn't want to see Shawnyu on this musical day, because this cast, I was going to see them again on April 17th, but one thing led to another. I was killing 2 birds with 1 stone, so that's why I went to go see the musical today. And I'm glad I did. It's okay. Things happen for a reason. And I'll feel more prepared when I see it next week, because it's the same cast again. So I'll see if maybe they do something different than before. So it's not too bad. And then before we know, it's gonna be my birthday. Yeah, yep. So this is my anniversary, April 13th, and then 5 days later, I turn a new age. So many things in April, right? Just too many things. But anyways, it's not only me being married to Monster X, all you guys too, even if you weren't at that concert, they married to everyone. Okay, Monster X with Mon Bibit on April 14, 2019. So take it as you will. We technically got married with them already. So yeah. So I hope everyone has a good weekend. Yeah, just enjoy it. And um yeah. Yeah, I wanted again, I always want to end with something profound, but I can't think of anything profound. It's okay. Anyways, this cake is so delicious. I kind of want to finish this cake first and then we shall go our merry way. I wonder if this is going to keep me awake because of all this sugar. Maybe I shouldn't finish it, but I kind of want to. But then I don't know. Just like never copy me. I always make bad decisions. I mean, when it comes to like these kinds of things, but don't, yeah, anyways, I do what I want to do. It's my anniversary. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. That just made me realize mm, I kind of saw the other members for today. Min Hyuk did a military band performance today. And I was like, oh. And so some fans went to go see him because it was public information. And that place, I'm pretty sure is really far away from Seoul. And so I didn't even consider thinking how to go there. Even if it's Gihyun, if he does a public military band performance, if it's too far away, I don't think I'm gonna go. It's okay. I'm gonna see him. He's coming back in less than a year from now. It's fine. Okay, I don't need to go see him be in the military band. So I'm perfectly fine just seeing pictures from fans. And so anyway, yeah. So I thought that was nice. Like long time no see Min Hyuk, and I was like, So today on my anniversary, so we saw Min Hyuk at least, and then Juhan. Okay, so 1 second. And Juhan video was uploaded yesterday, and I was like, even though it's not exactly on my anniversary day, but still, I felt some closeness still with it because it's just a few hours before it turns April 13th in Korea because they upload at 10 p.m. So I was just like, oh, I feel, I was feeling so many things. And so that vlog he did, I was there. I was there to see his last pre-recording of Don't Worry Be Happy, and it was his last day of being an MC, and it was like a few days before he went to the military. So that day is always so I don't even want to think about it, but when I was watching it, I was just feeling so many emotions. But then Juhan kept saying in the video, like, I'm feeling so many emotions. Him and I were such F people, okay? So he was all saying, like, I'm feeling some things, but I'm gonna do my best to not cry because Juhan said if he cries, then most likely everyone else will cry. And so he said I need to do my best to not cry. And I'm just like, he's very strong. I think he's more strong than me, that he was able to not cry during that time. And so for me personally, I cried when I was saying goodbye to him. I mean, not literally, I'm saying goodbye, but it was just in general. He was saying goodbye to all of us. He went around saying goodbye, and then I was like waving at him, and like I had a very clear view of him when I was like saying goodbye to him because I knew this was the last time I'll see him before he finishes the military. So yeah, and so it was just it was just a moment. And then so I didn't cry during this whole time, but I just felt very somber the whole entire time. And so upon saying goodbye, and then when he was out of my sight, so when it was like really, he's like, that's the last time I'll see him for a while, and I started crying, and I was so it's really hard for me to cry in public, but if I'm very, very emotional, then I could cry in public. And so I was around so many fans around me. I don't know if anyone else was crying, but I definitely, but I was wearing a mask, which was easy to hide my tears, but waterfalls, I had waterfalls streaming down my face right when he like disappeared. And I'm just like, I'm such a mess. And so I just kept crying as I exit the studio, and I'm just like, so but yeah, but that's really an F of me, that I'm very sensitive when it comes to those things. And so yeah, so then when I saw that video of his and like his whole vlog thing, I was just it just reminded me of so many things. But then I took it as like all good things. It was just what good timing they uploaded that video now right before it was my April 13th anniversary. So I was like, thanks, Juhan. This was good timing. You uploaded this. And then, yeah, so then, yeah, then later, yeah, got to see Seonyu, and then Min Hyuk. And then with IM, he had a fan sign today. So I saw some photos about him, but I'm really not interested in him when he's doing these fan signs. I mean, we can't really enjoy it together with him. So I'm just like, whatever. But at least see him in Photos, yeah, at least. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. His show started today. Okay. I saw it, guys. I totally forgot. Okay, ignore me. Dissing his fan sign. Sorry, but I still gonna diss his fan sign. Okay, but anyways, but yeah, today got to see I Am. That's right. So we got to see the premiere of I Am on the Beat, and so it's a new series he's doing with KBS where basically he just talks about music with musicians and stuff and very simple program. And so today is episode 0 and is only talking about his music and like promoting his album and whatnot. And so yeah, so that was nice. So that's I thought what good timing premiering on my anniversary. So I mean technically me and Monster X anniversary, right? Yeah, I don't think they know, but I celebrated by myself. It's okay. But yeah, so a lot of things happened today, which was nice. So I take it as it is. But yeah, no, Gihan, typical. It's okay. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, 1 second. I need to explain why I say that. Usually, Gion has the worst timing with me. So this is what I mean by typical. Gion never has good timing with me. So today is my anniversary, but he doesn't write anything. But he usually writes something on the weekend. But today, he decides to not write something. But he didn't write anything last weekend either. Yeah. So it's very random when he writes, and it's up to him. I'm totally fine with it. Like I'm kind of glad he's not consistent anymore. But he's been like pretty often would write on weekends though, at least. And so this weekend being an important one, and he doesn't want to drop by. He always has the worst timing. So I'm like, whatever. And like he always never does anything on my birthday. But I know he doesn't know. But I mean he always has good timing with other people for their birthdays, but he never with my birthday. Except I think 1 or 2 years it was okay, but after that, never. Anyways, this is what I mean by typical. I'm just so used to it, but it's okay. Whatever. And so the thing is, Wano though posted a photo today on Instagram, and so I saw Wano today on my anniversary. So thanks, Wano. So yeah, so that's so far everyone. And Juhan we know doesn't really post anything, so that's okay. Hyungwon, he's super random when he posts, but it's okay. But I was very touched with Hyungwon's recent fan cafe post because it was him with cherry blossoms, and I love cherry blossoms because it means the start of spring, which I like, and April is basically the start of spring. And so anyways, I thought it was just very nice. But then he commented no, sorry, that was Instagram. And so but anyways, but the fan cafe, he commented how next year see you with the next cherry blossoms, and I'm just like, that's right, because we're gonna see him next May. So that just really touched me, just because I love cherry blossom so much. But it does make me look forward to next spring because, yeah, we'll see everyone together at that time. Except I have no idea about I Am, but I don't want to think about him anymore. So anyways, yeah. So that's everyone. Yeah, that's everyone. So more than I expected, for real. Yeah. So let's skedaddle. I don't know if I could do a live tomorrow because it's the weekend, but it depends on how I feel. So we'll see how I feel the next few days. And if you don't hear from me, don't worry. But for sure, I will post and tweet about when I get to IAM's pop-up store, which is going to be next week. And also, of course, we're going to celebrate my birthday, of course. So that's it for now. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna see Shonli's musical again. Okay. So anyways, okay. I'll go. So as always, be safe, be healthy, be careful. Good day, good night. Don't worry, be happy, stay happy. Take care. Take care of everything around you. And yeah, have a good weekend. Thanks for celebrating with me. See you next time.